Welcome everyone to Speed Gaming 6. We have ourselves our daily races. This is the spoiler open mode, so that means they have 15 minutes ago were given a spoiler log, and it's up to these four runners: Flip Heel, Zoka Dasan, High Ruler, and Vortex of Doom to create the best route that they can possibly do. And to just execute. It's just an execution game. These runners are free to join in the chat because they know where everything is. And I'm Professor Bender, and joining me for the first time on the dailies and commentating in general is Junior B. How are you doing?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Just a little bit nervous. This is my first time doing this.
No worries. You're in good hands. All right, we are starting now, and everyone is going to be heading over to the Uncle area. Well, it's doing an Uncle route. So these our tier 1 prize ends up being bombs, so that's a good sign for things to come.
You're starting now.
Yeah, and the sole reason why everyone is here? Well, there's a Moon Pearl sitting right here. So that's already a good reason to head in here in the first place. It's just because we have that Moon Pearl right out of the block.
We had Moon Pearl and Uncle. I didn't watch the spoiler.
Yeah, there was a Moon Pearl and Uncle. I actually got a chance to look at it. I won't say anything else other than that. But the rest, yeah. If anyone who's willing to go and watch this race, they can do so. And we're actually going to see Zoka Dasan, Flip Heel, and Vortex head to the back, head over to this Dark Cross. Because there was something that was discovered in that spoiler log. Because, as I mentioned, they had 15 minutes to peruse the log and then come up with a route as effectively as possible. And the only things that they can do was just use find and using find on their notepad or Visual Studio Code or whatever it was. And they can't use any macros. That's basically it. There is a hookshot that was sitting in Mini Moldorm Cave, but the more important thing that was discovered was these boots that were found by Flip Heel and Zoka Dasan, and then eventually will be found by Vortex of Doom. Although right now he's sitting at half a heart right now, but there goes.
Do we know where we have the candle, the lamp?
The lamp. I need to. I would pull up the log, but I don't. I don't want to pull it up right now because I'm in the middle of this race. So, just I would say, but I didn't get a chance to read any further than that. So, yeah, and just be aware that we are having a bit of desync problems. So if anything, if you see the screen go black for a second, that's just us restarting the systems here. So just giving you a fair warning, just in case when that does happen. Hyrule gets those boots. In the same time, Flip Heel and there was also not to mention the hookshot, but there was also a sword too in Mini Moldorm. But another thing that they also discovered was the glove in Nagina. It's a little bit of an awkward bottleneck for sure. But if we were playing this without the spoiler log or anything. And then another thing of note that these that Zogura-san had also revealed was that the flippers were there in the bunk rocks. That's something that Flip Heel will be doing. Yeah. So when it comes to spoiler modes, in particular, most of the time you're going to be seeing the same route, like from everyone, because effectively since they have access to the log, they know where everything's at, and that's why if you see some of the runners in the chat, that's why. There's no delay or anything, so they're free to look to talk about the seed and it alive.
They already know everything about the seed, right?
Yeah, they know everything because of the spoiler log.
Yes.
So that's why if you see it, then see people in the chat, then it's fine.
Yeah, there's no problem about talking about it. Is everyone already know everything?
Mm-hmm. Another thing that's of note with this is that there is runners will sometimes want to grab some safeties along the way if it lines up with the route. So here we're gonna see this this paradox cave specifically for this bow, and then the flute right here, and this master sword. But since I believe Zogura-san did not check those remaining 2 checks on the right side, or left side, I should say, my hunch is that there probably wasn't any safeties there. That's why you see they'll be intentionally skipping checks just because they know what this contains.
Since we are just looking from the items, yeah, just straight to the items, so we are not getting like pieces of hearts or bottles or things like that. So it will be like less hearts than a normal run, right?
Yeah, it's in a normal run. It's in normal play. There isn't anything that's you would have a lot of hearts because you're checking it blind. But in the context of a spoiler, low percent fights are a must because if you don't know how to do it, then you're gonna have a lot of trouble, and you're gonna spend a lot of time looking for safeties. I don't know what that bomb jump was. What that bomb jump was trying to that Hyrule was attempting. Whatever the case was, apparently that didn't work. But I get the intent though. Yeah, that would explain it. Those end up being 25 rupees collectively. Oh, and another thing to point out is that here in this Blind's hut, there was there's the hammers, so there's Darkwood Access. Flip Hill will be coming in shortly afterwards. And Zelga will also be fluting doing the flute activation.
Well, guys, I'm doing one for Puppet Catcher.
So they actually got this. Or what was that?
Oh, Zelga didn't got the Puppet Catcher, I think.
Yeah. So this the silver arrows here are very accessible. So that's exactly why Zoga and Flipio got these. And it looks like Vortex actually just wants the silver arrows. It doesn't want the Quake. Because as you see on the trackers, both Meyer and Turtle Rock are pendants. And judging by what we're seeing with Vortex in particular, is because the just by that assumption that it's not the Quake, there's probably nothing there. Okay, so real quick, just a heads up, we're going to be doing a relaunch, so sit tight. The stream will go dark for just a second as we resolve the desyncs. Okay, so now that we're back online, we should point out a couple things. So, in between the during the long pause that we were having, there was the mirror that was sitting in that was sitting over in Thieves Town, just in the first 4 checks. So that's something to keep in mind here. You might also see a, I don't know if this was, well, actually you'll see this from Flipio, I think. Yeah, so this is a tech that helps speed things up, because if you use a hammer during this in that room, you also hit the switch and also get the key under the pot. I know I'm maybe sounding a little bit behind, but yeah. So it looked like Vortex took a death. So in the concept, spoiler, deaths are very costly, because since everyone knows the since everyone knows where everything is, the because everything knows where everything is. Try again. Because everyone knows where everything is. A death is a problem because you have to deal with the fights. You have to go and you're going to be losing a bit of time here. Vortex back to low, but then but does end up getting it. So that's simultaneous crystal clears for both Flip Heal and Vortex of Doom. Vortex will now do a flute activation, and looks like Flip Heal wants to go ahead and do this. Goes from the bottom here. We'll see if we'll get a. Okay, looks like this would be a. This is a play for, I would imagine, to be Swamp Palace. Yeah, because we did have that mirror from.
Yes, we're going to Swamp Palace.
Yes, so that makes sense. There isn't. We don't see Flip Heal go over to Hype Cave because if they, from what they saw, it seems like there wasn't anything, so there wasn't any reason to go into Hype Cave in the first place if there isn't anything there. But it looks like here's a. But we're actually, I guess, we're seeing Hype Cave now from Vortex. Like there might have been something that. I guess what Flip Heal wants to do. Oh, okay, there is Samario. Okay, I didn't. So I guess what Flip Heal wants to do here. Is he wants to clear Swamp House first, and then gets that Samaria, which also has Blue Mail, too, just for a little bit of offense. I guess in Vortex's case it makes sense, because he had took it at death originally. So, wants to play a little bit more safe. Setting at 4 hearts total. Hyrule gets a crystal on the board, too, so... And the intent here, as it looked like from Hyrule, was that he had chosen to go and do the boss first, and then proceeded to just go into the back. So, and that actually I can turn away now because we do have our feed here in the booth. So, from the Twitch chat, so we'll be live now, not like a few seconds behind. And that's exactly why, because there's mitts. Alright, Vortex will now get those flippers that we're setting in Bonk Rocks. Oh, that explains it, because Vortex didn't have the flippers at the time, so he chose to go to Hype instead of going to what's his face? Going over to Swamp Palace. And that was a very clean fight by Flip Heal. Oh, actually, that's actually a fairly decent play because in spoiler, because he chose to. I see what he was trying to do. So he used the iframes to use the iframes from the flutes to get the flipper after getting the flippers. So the intent was he still wanted to do Swamp, but he decided to put it off until a little bit later. So that makes a lot more sense. Alright, so here comes Flip Heal getting that Samaria while Selgoda-san gets a second crystal on the board. And for Flip Heal, this is a red mail because I think apparently there was a mail in Swamp. So Yeah, that's a good find. And this is exactly what I'm referring to when I say that if you would like to get cities on the along your path. So in the context for Flip Heal, this was something that he saw that the mail was along the path, so it chose to pick it up because, well, it's right there. Hyrule will then get the we'll go ahead and do this Armos fight, which is going to be with Silvers, which is going to be a blink and you'll miss it. You get your crystal.
Fast.
Yep, very quick.
Yeah. I think that now High Roller is going for a TT.
Yeah, this makes sense because now that you have, I think this is where I think High Roller is choosing to do this because of, I think it because of a death, but he is gonna get a heart which makes sense because it's along the path, so. So this will be Hyrule getting the mirror here. And this will also be a crystal clear. The funny thing is that apparently with this configuration, that also means that Fire Rod isn't. You don't necessarily need Fire Rod. You would need to find if we were playing this normally, this would be without the spoiler lock. Without the spoiler lock, that would be that would mean you would need the lamp. If you're basically looking for the lamp. Zocca will get the ether here. So, but it looks like to be the reason why we're seeing this is I believe there might have been something in the purple chest. Just because you need to get the smith item before you get the purple chest. Just how the game works. So the hunch for the smith chain play is there probably was something of notes in this on the purple chest. So. Alright, let's see what this purple chest has. Your fire rod. So that does mean we are trapped to, well, Celica needs to get Samaria still, but this is collectively no. Or collective go mode, also known as no mode, if you want to be tactical. Because we got our boots, we got our mitts, we got a fire, we got a flippers, everything we possibly need to complete the game. In under 23 minutes. Or he's in under 20, he's under 30 minutes, like about 25 minutes. Apparently you can just chop the smith off and you don't have to worry about getting the item. And just, if you want to just do the purple chain, the purple chest without getting the item. I didn't know that. See, most people will just grab the item anyway because that's how you do it in normal play. So it does save you a little bit of time. Oh, good to know. yeah, which makes sense because most people will just get the item anyway. Little fun thing if you want to save a bit of time in spoiler, and there's something on purple chest. Alright, for Flip Heel, this will be in the Eastern play. We actually have the music for the underground theme from Super Mario Bros. 2 USA. If for those who who still don't know, the reason we got our copy, at least in the United States, like in the US and like Western territories, our Super Mario Bros. 2 is actually the Famicom game Doki Doki Panic, which was a Famicom title that was I believe part of some sort of, I think it was to promote a convention or something like that. I forget the exact details, but Doki Doki Panic is the original game that was originally a Famicom Disk System title, and then that game got reskinned into Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, or Super Mario USA in Japan, because the original Super Mario Bros. 2 that was made in Japan was way too difficult for people at the time, for the American market at the time. So they decided to not release it in that version in Japan, or from outside of Japan, which is kind of ironic considering the Nintendo has had the Nintendo the NES had a lot of hard games for the time. It was simpler times back in the day. So anyway, tangent aside, that's Flip Heel getting the Eastern Palace Crystal. This will be Flip Heel heading to
Ice Palace.
Ice Palace, yes. So this will be a this will be an icebreaker play. We do have, I see. I see what he's trying to do here. He's gonna set up for gonna do the same thing that we saw Vortex do with the flippers, but this time it's for the, or I guess not, because we're just gonna do in my area. Oh, I see why. Yeah, because there's something that Flip Heel had saw here in deserts. That will be entry for ice. And that set entry is Bombos.
Bombos. Where did we found? Where did we found the fire rod?
Fire rod was in the purple chest. And,
yes, purple chest.
Yeah. So purple. For Flip Heel, this is going to be him doing Ice Palace ahead of schedule. I think what he might be doing here is, I don't know if he's banking on it having the lamp. I'm banking the lamp here.
Lamp is I just saw it a minute ago. Let me see again. Spike room. Yes, it's in Ice Palace.
Inside. Okay, so I see what the intent here is. So this so I see the intent. Well, I guess Zelga will. What we'll do is he'll do Icebreaker here. He's effectively in go mode now, with a tempered sword. Very clean Icebreaker, by the way. Very fast, mind you. It took an attempt, so not really necessarily fast, clean, but very minimal attempts, so it's not the worst thing. So here's Vortex is gonna do the same thing that Flip Heel has in mind, and that is gonna be doing this. And it is we're gonna be doing the bombos here for the Ice Palace entry. And so there's that lamp that Zelka, as we kind of mentioned before, said what wasn't shown with the spike room had the lamp inside Ice Palace.
And since we have the lamp here, we don't need the ice rod anymore.
Yeah, we didn't even need the ice rod anyway, because you only need for ice rod. You only just use it for like exactly one.
Only for Hera.
Yeah.
Is the big kitties in the big kitty chest?
Yeah. Exactly what you need it for is just the ice rod specifically is for like Trinax, and that's basically it.
Yes, Trinax. I was forgetting about that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So go ahead.
It could be better just to get the fire rod than not bombos.
Yeah. I think the reason here is that I think what they're intending here is they're just gonna go with the fire rod just to have Desert Palace access. To get the access to the Desert Palace. Alright, so here is Flip Heel now getting the lamp. This will be go mode for Flip Heel. Just about a minute and some change after beyond 30 minutes. So yeah, this is basically the spoiler in a nutshell. Your main method is to go for the items as much as you can that you know is available, get any safeties along the way. And then just execute. It is effectively an execution game. Alright, so here comes this Cold Stare fight. And yeah, execution is a very important thing. So if you like something like the Rune and Broom execution, you got like the boss fights, how you managed those, which was a very clean Cold Stare fight from Flip Heel, but mind you, for the 5th crystal on the board. And given that given the layout that we're having, we're more likely than not just going to make Hera our last dungeon. I mean, not even more likely than not. It's going to be guaranteed that we're going to make Hera our last dungeon that we're going to clear before we enter GT. Yeah, so right now I would say, as far as who's in the lead, we're definitely saying Zelda-san. Because he was the first one to get into Ice Palace originally. Flip Heel had taken a little bit of a step to get the bombos out of the desert, and this will be because it was effectively a double dip for Flip Heel, but Zelka didn't have to worry about that. Hi, Vortex. Cold Stare is an easy fight, yeah, because with this configuration, and just I mean, not even like the Tempered Sword and like that's always a very easy fight, no matter what. If you can execute strong, then yeah, that's a very easy fight. Yeah, so we're making Hera our last one. Yeah, and with Cold Stare, like low percent Cold Stare is also a very it's not. That was a tough fight, but it's the thing. But also an interesting thing I've noticed is that Flip Heel is the only one of our runners that has the red mail, whereas everyone else got their only mail out of Hype Cave, which makes sense because Samari was there, and you grab what you get that's available. A little bit of Dead Rock trouble for Zoga that actually took him down a half a heart. Yeah, and as CS was pointing out in the chat in regards to Lopez and Colts there, if you don't get it perfectly, like hitting it up in the top to the top left corner and just wailing on him, and if exactly one puff, if there's like one puff that's like that goes out of your control, then this could spiral really, really fast out of control. But Zoga, in the meantime, though, Zoga does get a very clean spin speed hero pop. Only about a few, roughly about like several, no, not very few attempts. Although that Moldorm had other plans. Decided to just wrap around Zoga and took just not out of his control, out of his range, and just decided to push him off because Moldorm being Moldorm. Just doesn't want to play nice. I say that. Well, I'll show you how you play how we play around here. That's crystal number 7. I don't recommend playing the guessing game here because well, we know everyone is, but just take a wild guess where this GT Picky's at. Just a wild guess. We're not even a number. Just name a location where you think this is. You're not gonna get it. I trust you. I assure you, you're not gonna get this. Well, we'll see what happens when we get We'll see what happens when we get into GT here. Very quick, by the way, by Zoga-san. We are going right. Watch this. It's right here. Yeah, it's just right here in Hope Room on the right side. Told you wouldn't get it. Alright, so yeah, this is gonna be a very quick, clean fight for Quinn Klein here. Yeah, and just judging by what we're seeing here with Zoga-san, there might be something about keys that are at the top here, because he didn't get another key. He didn't get the key on the left side in the pot. So, judging by this, there's a possibility that there might be a key here, but I'm not pulling the spoiler log to confirm this. And yeah, this is effectively if you have never seen any spoiler log, this is basically what a spoiler race. This is how it typically goes. It goes by ridiculously fast. That you're to the tune of like a speed run, of an actual speed run, of like a very short game. And yeah, by all accounts, this is a very nice seed. Like, it's going off of this, especially going off of Jack's seed, like who had rolled this. And I've mentioned this a couple of times if I've on commentary in the past, in recent times, that I have relinquished my I relinquished the moniker of the King of Bad Seeds to Jaxie, but this is actually one of those times where he actually relents for once. And he's only doing this and Zelda only still has like 4 hearts, like 4 hearts on his light bar. He's only picked up a single heart container, and he's still flying through this flying colors. I mean, true. I have rolled worse seeds in my time. That's for sure. Yeah. So, and yeah, that's what I figured. There was in fact a key here, in the top. So, just by going over what we're seeing. What we saw after the immediate bailout after this big key. Yeah, and then with and yeah, we're not picking up the Moldorm chest because there isn't anything in there. In case you're wondering, I have the spoiler log open. It's just 50 rupees. That's it. Pedestal. Let me pull that up as well. The Master Sword pedestal is just 3 bombs.
3 bombs.
Yeah. So not particularly interesting at all in the slightest, but it is. But it's. Thank you for asking that because I have access to the log. Oh, that's a fall. Moldorm just not playing nice, and just pushed Flipio into the corner and fell. So, Zoka now on the Ganon fights, and Zoka wants to Ganon wants to roleplay as Kefka, even with the even down to the live stream's hope having been indented in the respective places. Oh, that's the death. But we have a fairy, so we're good. Of note that Zoka-san did not get a bug net for this. This was just a bottle that ended up being in one of the bottles. And that was actually in pod, I believe. Yeah, it was in pod with that with the fairy. So that's Gigi's out in the chat for Zoka Desan. We'll get the official race time at GG time in just a second here. The official race time at GG time is 58 minutes and 4 seconds. But when you take out the 15 minutes from the study time, that ends up being 43 minutes and 4 seconds, which is good for first place overall amongst 10 other runners, or 10 runners. Flip Heel is about to enter Ganon now, is in Ganon, it's phase 3. Vortex of Doom is on the way after Moldorm 2. Attempted to try and go for a hover, apparently, and I didn't see that, but failed to do so. And Vortex of Doom, I need up to Aga 2. Meanwhile, High Ruler now in on Moldorm 2. Yeah, there we go. That's a clean fight. No torch glitch on Flip Heel. That's fine. We have silvers. We don't really care, and we also have a lamp too, so this is also fine. It's also pull up the thing here, and we have Zogan is on the booth. We'll fit until Flip Heel finishes here, which is right about now. So GG's out to Flip Heel, and we actually have a race between Vortex of Doom and High Roller in the bottom of the screen here. Almost a triple on High Roller's side. So the official race time.gg time is going to be 59 minutes and 34 seconds. Again, taking out the 15 minutes, that would be 44 minutes and 34 seconds, which would be good for fourth place overall, behind Matt 7898 with first place at a time of, Matt 7898 with a time of 58 minutes 37 seconds, which would be it would be 43 minutes and 37 seconds, and then Nep with 58.55, which would be 43.55. And so here's Flip Heel and Silken Design in the booth. Now you can talk. GG's.
Yo, GG's. Thank you.
GG's.
This was pretty friendly for all things considered. In terms of the spoiler log.
Yeah, it was. Like, I felt like at first I thought it was really free, and then I realized there were some like alternate routing decisions you can make around the mid game. I think Pod versus Thieves Town first was a choice you could make. I think you could reasonably double dip Desert and skip the Fire Rod completely. There were a lot of pretty good options, I think, in terms of how you could route things, and I think they mostly evened out, but I'm sure it made for a fun watch.
Yeah, Vortex of Doom and Flip Heel actually also did what you just said about the double dipping of Desert to get the Bombos, and then lead that into the lamp, which would be the fire source from there. Also, really quick though, GG's out to Vortex of Doom, and also GG's out to High Ruler. We'll get both. Oh, now GG's out to High Ruler. I was off with Silver Arrow, so we'll get both race time.gg times here in just a second here. So Vortex of Doom's race time.gg time was 1 hour, 1 minute, and 22 seconds, and High Rulers was 1 hour, 1 minute, and 48 seconds. And then when you take out the 15 minutes, that would be 46:22 and 46:48 respectively. And we have Vortex of Doom in the chat with us. GG's.
Yo, GG's, guys.
Yo, GG's.
GG. GG's for everyone.
Yeah, this was a very friendly seed in terms of the placements.
Yeah, I mean, the swords were pretty dumb. I seriously considered not getting them because it was like nearly the best layout for bosses to just not grab the swords until GT. And if one was in like if both were in Paradox, I might have thought about it. But since you had to like go down to Spiral and climb back up, I was like, it would be so marginal in either case, and it's just so much easier if you have Tempered.
Yeah.
That was basically my thought process as well. It's like, and I was like, if I want the flute, then I just want it as soon as reasonably possible. I don't want to sit there and hold off on it either.
Well, and, like, it was a very skippable flute too. Like there was very little reason to grab it because like the book was just in Thieves.
But like having to go back and forth to the various corners of the world, I didn't think it was worth skipping.
Because what Flip and I did was Thieves and then Swamp right after. And if you do Thieves into Swamp, even if you do Pod first, and then you could like, I thought the Fire Rod might be worth it if you didn't get Flute, because then you're just like moving around. But then you can just go from Swamp to Desert and then Ice, and it's pretty smooth. But yeah, I think all things considered, the Flute and Tempered was good.
Yeah, I don't know. I just see early swords, I rush it, and I don't know, the flute was there. Oh man. I just want to briefly talk about my silly adventures. So just in my notes, right? I'm like, desert, Ice Palace and desert. Then like right before the seed starts, I'm like, oh wait, no, I need Bombos first. So I got in my notes it says Ice Palace, but then it says DP first for Bombos. Yeah, I misread that. I went like halfway to ice. I'm like, oh no.
That would explain it, yeah, because like my thought was originally you were gonna go and stop for a second and then get the Bombos out of desert, but that was it. Because Vortex did a similar thing where instead of the Bombos, it was actually the Flippers.
Well, yeah, I just got distracted by the stun prize. I was like, because I was like, oh, like I'm going Bonk Rocks. That's the perfect excuse to go to the mountain. And I just didn't do Bonk Rocks, so I got into Swamp and then didn't have the Flippers. I'd already died to blind, so it's a miracle I didn't just hard tilt the rest of the seed. But
yeah, it's basically what happened to me. Like I was playing well, it was great, it was really fun, and then just like I made like one small misread in pod, and then like for the next like 4 minutes, my brain just kind of shut off. But kind of tired today. But this was seed was so fun. Yeah, I was wondering if there were going to be any sub 40s in here.
Yeah, there. Alas, there wasn't. But it was
close.
It was a close. It was close between you, Vortex, and High Ruler. Like it was more specifically towards like Vortex and High Ruler because they finished about 16, 26 seconds out from each other. Or 24 seconds? Or 26. That was 26. So, yeah.
The Moldarm Falls were also very, like, you're not supposed to be able to get hit if you hook directly into a spin. It's just not supposed to be able to happen, but it did.
But yeah, the Fire Rod was interesting. My original thought was to go to pod, but then I was like, do I want to go there with low equipment? And then it'd be better with the mirror anyway. So then I just was like, oh, cool, we can get the lamp and just do Bombos that way. And then, yeah, it just kind of messed up. But it was very interesting, all the stuff you could do this seed.
Yeah, you could opt for pod and skip the hammer portal into VOO. I ended up doing Swamp first just to have like Cane and save a couple extra seconds in pod. But like the pod layout, I ended up using a mirrorless layout for pod anyway.
Yeah, I did too. Like I specifically last second chose to go to Thieves as I was activating the flute so I could have the mirror. I was like, well, all that's going to do for me is combo Eastern because I kind of want the fairy.
Yeah, the fairy was nice, and I used it. But yeah, it was just a really, really friendly route when you can skip the front door and Stalfos basement. Right side is a little more tempting.
Yeah. So, I guess as we're wrapping things up here, if you got any final thoughts, go ahead and speak your mind.
Well, thanks for the last second restream. GG's again, guys. It was a fun seed.
Yeah, thanks for comms, restream, tracking, all that fun stuff. And despite being tired, it was a fun seed. Glad I joined.
Yeah, I would just echo all that. GG's, everyone. Thanks for having us. Thanks for putting on the race. And hopefully catch you guys in more spoilers soon.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'll do it. So, as far as our overall schedule is concerned, so as far as for the daily, our next mode to cap off the week here will be Retrance at 11 p.m. So that'll be a fun one. It's a retro Kisani of a sort. And then as far as our overall session is concerned here, so on Speed Gaming 2, we have the Rookie Rumble starting at 10. Just kicked off just now at about 10 p.m. As of now. But as far as for tomorrow is concerned, starting at around 10 a.m., the start of the Speed Gaming Live related 2023 related online related stuff is the new Super Mario Bros. Tournament, and it will be on Prime. So you're getting Prime. And then we have, is it just go a wide range here? We have Mega Man 2, Metroid Prime Rando, SMB3 Rando, and then we also have our SMZ3 weekly that will be a normal logic 774. And as far as the overall, as far as the finals are going to be concerned, in regards to the grand finals between Gans Gone Wild and Lin Lin Lin, that will be tomorrow at 7:10 p.m. That both races will be on ALTTP Randomizer. We have our commentary team lined up here. So if you want to see the thrilling conclusion to the 2023 main tournament, be sure to follow ALTTP Randomizer. And also follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming Q6 and our multilingual channels. Junior, you want to take us out?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you want to take us? You want to close us out?
I don't know what to say. Sorry, this is my first time doing this. I've been just silent all the time, but yes, just thank you for watching, everyone. It was a fun experience until I was just silent mostly all the time. But thank you so much. Have a good evening, everyone.
All right, take it easy.